We interrupt your life to bring you this important story. The truth has been under attack since Adam and Eve by Satan. In more modern times, Satan has used men to replace the real Word of God found in the King James Bible with counterfeits, with countless fake Bibles that claim to be holy, but are instead full of holes, lies, and distortions. Once people began to accept the fake Bibles as truth, the foundation of truth began to be destroyed in the minds of the population. Then the next phase of the attack began. Satan used his followers in secret groups opposed to Jesus Christ and truth to put his plan into action. Using members of the Illuminati, the wealth of the people was taken from the most and given to a few. The bankers, under the Illuminati control, gained possession of the Private Bank of England and the Federal Reserve Bank in the United States. By lending money to the masses with interest and making the economies unstable, this made the populations voluntary slaves to the banks to buy houses or cars or anything else that they did not have money to buy outright. By reducing job earnings and the number of jobs while increasing inflation and the cost of all goods and property, this forced more of the population into serving the bankers' interest. Taxes were imposed to take the people's property that they earned and give it to the government. These were to help pay for the wars that the bankers created for the purpose of profit to themselves. By forcing conflict on people, the people were made more poor and easier victims for the bankers. The people who were not killed by the war lost much of their wealth during the wars, as the bankers bought up the property and manufacturing companies at rock-bottom prices. The many cults, such as the Masonic religions of Freemasonry and Skulls and Bones, aka the Order of Death, have allowed the Illuminati, who control the upper levels of these cults, to place their members in high levels of office in England, the United States, and some other powers within the world. By controlling the governing bodies in the major countries of the world, the laws could be made to benefit the Illuminati and force into slavery the population. In the United States, when the laws could not be passed outright, they resorted to reinterpreting the laws using the courts and the Supreme Court. The Constitution went from being the basis of law to being a piece of paper under glass. Using the same methods of placing their New World Order puppets into the control of education and mass media, medicine, military, insurance, and food industries, the transformation from a free society to a slave society began. Using the power of control over education and the media, the lies of evolution and self-subjective truth began to be preached in classrooms and living rooms. The religion of atheism and paganism began to be promoted as a logical choice. Selfishness and materialism began to be proclaimed to be top virtues to strive for. Sexual activity outside of marriage and adultery has been displayed as normal until it has become the norm. Violence and homosexuality have been promoted as lifestyle choices that smart people accept to show tolerance. Wars of occupation of foreign countries have been instilled as patriotic. Torture and spying on people have been accepted as necessary tools to ensure security. With the distractions of work, school, television, movies, sports, video games, news, clubs, hobbies, and the daily necessities of life, is it any wonder that so many people have so little time to hear the truth? Is it any wonder that so many people don't want to know the truth? Is it any wonder, with so much wrong information in their heads, that people will not accept the truth? What is more important to you, living in a dream life of pleasure, or living a life of labor to fight for truth, first for you, then for others? If you don't have a King James Bible, it is still available in stores.